Welcome to Bon Jovi Discussions. I got my buddy Matt. How's it going, my man?
Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Good, good, good. It's I get to see you here in about a couple months.
Yeah, it won't be long at all.
Yeah.
I was
It
been
feels
waiting
like
on the I've been waiting on the news, so
yeah, feels like
we finally
forever
got
that
it.
we've hung out. What was it? Been about a month and 3 days.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, so what we're going to talk about is the cook-off news. So anybody that's a diehard Bon Jovi fan knows about the JBJ Soul Kitchen Chili Cook-Off. This year is the 10th annual chili cook-off that they always do at the Toms River location, usually sometime in October. This year it is October 11th, from 1 to 4 in Toms River location in New Jersey. But we're gonna do a podcast episode real quick about it because some things are changing this year, and just thought we'd do an episode about, those changes. So as we know, we've done a few of these already, you and I, and a lot of other, majority of the people that go to these are Bon Jovi fans, and there are fans that travel from across the world to go to this, because we all know that it's not guaranteed. John's never guaranteed to be there. John's not guaranteed to take a photo with you or sign autographs. Sometimes John will just pop in and go, or sometimes you won't see him. So for those that do want to go, just know that there might not be a chance for you to see John. But every year, usually John does go, and so fans have caught on to that. And so, I remember like the very first one, like very few fans were there. And then John showed up. So the next year, more fans showed up. Then the third year, more, and so like, but I think since the pandemic was over, they've done three since the pandemic. And I've seen the crowd just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And with that being said, it gets more chaotic, it gets more unsafe. And let's be honest here, John has been very, very gracious and very kind enough to take time for fans at every single event, signing autographs, taking photos. And I think that's the majority of the reason why a lot of fans go. So, with that being said, a lot of the donations that are being made to the Soul Kitchen are from the Bon Jovi fans that go and support this. Um, so last year was really chaotic. Um, it was really unsafe for a lot of fans because a lot of fans were pushing other fans to get up to the front of the barricade. Um, so I've been saying this since probably 22 that I knew that they were going to start making changes to this of how they so it used to be where they would announce it in August and we could just purchase our tickets online, which allowed anybody in the world to order their tickets and be able to go. Like I said, you get people from Australia and Brazil and Europe and all over the States, that come to these events. So now they're trying to, what it seems to me is that they're trying to avoid all the Bon Jovi fans around the world from showing up. So they want to keep it local for now. So if you want to get tickets, we have to go to the Toms River location and purchase our tickets there. And obviously, you and I were good. We got our tickets, thankfully. But that's the only way you can get tickets right now. And it's 6 tickets per customer.
Yep.
And then early September, they're going to have they haven't said the number, they haven't said when the tickets are going to go on sale. So for those that want updates, follow me on social media. I'll post updates on it here once they announce them. But early September, they said that they're going to put out a few limited quantity of tickets online. So if you purchase your tickets at the Soul Kitchen, it's tier one. If you purchase your tickets online in September, it's called Tier 2. Now, what the difference is, other than purchasing it in person versus online, that seems to be it. This is kind of a new thing. So, us as fans, or even people in the local community that are supporting this, when you go, it seems like fans who don't have a ticket are not going to be able to wait around the barricades. And hopefully, I'm saying hopefully, it's never guaranteed that John will be there. But if you don't have a ticket, you're not going to be able to hang out around the barricade, and you have to have a ticket because there's going to be a special designated area for people with tickets. So I don't know if they're going to separate tier one and tier two, or if you could just be grouped together. I don't think it really makes a difference, whether you got it in person or online, but who knows?
Yeah.
Um, so with that being said, I'm excited that we're going.
Me too, man. I will say, I mean, and it's not, I mean, granted, we all know that John typically shows up and that's why we go, but it's a really fun event
Yeah.
either way, man. I mean, I had such a good time the first time I went. I took my daughter with me the first time and met you guys there, and it really was. It was a lot of fun. It was I'd never spent any time in New Jersey up until that point, so made a weekend of it. I flew in on Friday and flew back out on Sunday, and had a really good time. I mean, it was a fun time. The weather was nice as far as temperature wise. We did have a little bit of wind and a little bit of rain, I think, the time that I went, but it was a
Remember
good
we
time,
were,
man.
yeah, remember we were worried because like the storm, like there was supposed to be like a rainstorm
Yeah,
coming, and like it held off all morning. And we were worried that John wasn't going to do photos or
yep.
autographs. We're like, oh, because we saw the dark clouds and we saw it was getting closer to 1 o'clock when the event started. And it started to drizzle. We're like, F, oh, this is my podcast. I can swear. We're like, fuck. And but I remember that he still went around when it rained and people just held umbrellas over him and stuff. And he still took time for people. And then the rain held off and it was nice for the rest of the day. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'm
that was fun. That was a
excited.
fun day.
It was, man. It really was. I enjoyed it. I always think back on it. I love the fact that I got a selfie with John. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Thought that would mean more than an autograph, but it was that being my first one, that having the photo with me and my daughter with John be something I'll never forget. So I really enjoyed myself, man, and look forward to it again this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said too, outside of being able to see John or getting a photo with John, blah blah blah, it really is a good time because
It is.
for us as diehard Bon Jovi fans, we're such a huge group that get to see each other through different events like concerts, runaway trips, the cook-offs. And so it's kind of nice to see a lot of other friends at these events and hang out, catch up, talk about our favorite band, support the JBJ Soul Kitchen. The cook-offs are so much because we don't have those kind of chili cook-offs here in our area. And so I love chili. I love going there. And the idea of for people that don't know is that at this event, you have the first local responders in New Jersey. They team up in their groups and they do, the fire department will do their own chili, the police department will do their chili, their EMTs, and usually John will, come out and go to each station, try out the chili and stuff. And this is before they let the fans in, and John gets pictures with all the first responders and that's the goal of the event is giving thanks to the first responders and just create a fun event to help support the Soul Kitchen. So it's fun. It's a great time, And I know that you and I and our families, we're gonna, have a fun weekend and we're gonna go do other things and go see some Jovi sites, just some Jovi history, as I call it.
Yeah, which I'm excited for. I
Yeah.
haven't done a lot of that stuff that you've done, so yeah, I'm excited for that as well, man.
Yeah. So there's just a few FAQs that they posted online that I want to share with everybody. So, of course, I lost it on my
Yeah,
Facebook. Oh,
while
good.
you're digging into that, I was going to say, man, yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. Even the time that I went, I felt like they should have done a better job of roping everything off. I mean,
Yeah.
I I don't know that I felt like all along you should have had to buy a ticket to be there at that
Mhm.
event. But and it's I'm sure it's got to be frustrating for John because John's there signing autographs, and there's a bunch of people that got autographs and pictures there that weren't part of the event.
Yeah. And that's
And
good.
yeah, and I just think, hey, if you're gonna take the time out of your day to go over there, the least you could do is buy a ticket to support a good cause.
Exactly. Because we said it a couple years ago. There was probably at least, do you think it's overestimate over 500 people outside of the barricades? There was a
Yeah,
lot of
I would
people.
venture to say there was pretty close to 500. Yeah.
Yeah, and then as soon as, because obviously the way that it usually goes, um, is you get there, fans wait at the barricade all morning, and then 1 o'clock comes around, John shows up. You can't get in yet because obviously John's going around. And after John does the first responders and tastes the chili, he'll go around taking photos. And once he's done, they start letting the fans in. But I remember a couple years ago, like I said, there was probably maybe at least 500 people outside. I mean, there was a lot of people, just a sea of people. And once we got in, it seemed like it wasn't crowded at all anymore. And like it went down to like maybe like 150 people.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
I am with you. I think it's very unfair that people show up to this just to get a photo with John, or hopefully get a photo with John and then leave. And
Yeah,
you also get the people that aren't fans that are just autograph seekers.
yeah,
And they're pretty easy to spot out. And I've seen John say no to them, rightfully so.
yeah,
Um, which is the good thing. John can kind of really tell who's a fan and who's an autograph collector, blah blah blah, or autograph reseller, whatever you want to call it. But so let's see how this. I think things will change this year. Obviously, they've already started to change things of how tickets are sold. But a few
yeah.
FAQ. So if anybody that's watching this want to learn more information, you can go to the JBJ Soul Kitchen Tom's River on Facebook. There's a link you could also visit, jbjsoulkitchen.org/chili-cook-off. And I'll read some information on. So this is the 10th annual. So like this might even be like a bigger event too. So maybe that's why they're also doing it a little different this year. The 10th
Yeah.
annual cook-off. Um, I'm just gonna put out like the important stuff on this. So I talked about the tier one, tier two. You could also purchase your t-shirt so usually you get to purchase your t-shirt at the Soul Kitchen, but this year you can actually purchase it ahead of time, and orders will be shipped out at the beginning of September. You can enter for a cash prize raffle. Usually they do like John will sign like a guitar, and you could put raffle tickets in to win it. You can become a sponsor. The big thing, so the frequently asked questions, will John Bon Jovi be at the event? The answer that they put out is John Bon Jovi has attended the chili cook-off in the past, but his attendance is never guaranteed or expected. They like to remind guests that this event is all about supporting our first local responders and raising awareness for their community-focused mission, which I completely respect that. What time should I arrive? The event starts at 1, but they recommend arriving there at 12:30 to allow extra time for parking. We know a lot of people don't follow that rule.
Right.
How are you handling? Because this is the big one. How are you handling crowd size and parking this year? Due to overcrowded near the gates and limited parking availability, we've reduced the number of tickets this year to keep the event focused on our local community. We want to maintain a comfortable, safe experience for everyone, especially considering parking limitations and overall event capacity. There will be a designated section for entry holders only. When are tickets available? Tickets are currently available for purchase in person only at the JBJ Soul Kitchen Tom's River location with a limit of 6 tickets per customer. A limited number of tickets, a keyword, a limited number of tickets, and we know this will sell out quick, will be available online starting at the beginning of September. So those are the big key points there. Um,
I
but like,
know. I know. Well, 2 years ago, I'm trying to think when we went. You and I went 2 years ago, right?
yeah, well, you and I went together.
So,
Yeah,
and
23.
I got tickets pretty easily, I think, online that day.
Yeah,
I don't remember having any issues at all. But last year, man, I knew I wasn't going to go, truthfully, but I logged on online to see, when tickets went on sale. Dude, they were gone within minutes.
yeah,
So I was quite surprised by that. So I'm not at all surprised that they've done this, to where you're guaranteed tickets if you or at least so many tickets if you go to Tom's River and buy them, and yeah, a small allotment online. And I would definitely urge people, if you're gonna get them, you better be online as soon as they go on sale. You're not gonna get them.
yeah. Well, just like this time, like I was talking with like other Bon Jovi friends, and like I think they almost sold 100 tickets so far this weekend. because I think like you and I, we're tickets 45 and 46.
Okay.
So it's around that ballpark. So I wonder how many tickets they're going to limit. I mean, because you could still get a decent crowd in there, so are they going to limit to 500?
Yeah.
Who knows? I'll be curious to see the crowd, and obviously we'll do a podcast episode in October about the event. But yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how big the crowd is going to be and how they're going to enforce it. And
Yeah, me too.
I completely understand why they're doing this because
Me too.
it's just getting crazier and crazier, and it's becoming more and more unsafe. And
Well,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, and it's not honestly, man, it's not fair to the people that want to here again buy a ticket, join the event, be a part of the event. It's
Yeah.
really not. So I'm glad that they're making changes.
Yeah. And I know that we're some of those fans that are showing up to go to this event. I get it where, fans are going to show up,
Of course.
but we can be respectful,
That's
we
right.
and have fun doing it. And I also can understand why they want to keep it within the local community. Because I can understand if you're just a local community member and you just want to go to this event, but then you're surrounded by all these Bon Jovi fans. And let's say we're Bon Jovi fans, we're dedicated.
Sure.
So I get that aspect, but I also want to say this, these a lot of the donations made at every single of these cook-offs, the majority of them are Bon Jovi fans, and a lot of money is raised because of the Bon Jovi fans. So
Absolutely.
I know that it's a nuisance in some people's eyes, but let's also remember too that a lot of the fans are the ones who are donating to the this event, to the cook-off,
Well,
and
yes. I mean, let's say, and I'm just ballparking it. I'm pretty sure when I went 2 years ago, the tickets weren't $50 each. When they go on sale online, they're going to be $60 each. But
oh, that's a good
let's
point.
just let's just say they were 40 when I bought mine 2 years ago. So that's $80 for me and my daughter. And then we both bought t-shirts, which I think the t-shirts were 25 each back then
Yeah,
as well. So that's another $50. So um, yeah, I mean they're making out okay on this too. I mean, so, and that's a good thing. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I mean, the t-shirt sales, they've got to be making a profit off of the t-shirt sales,
yeah,
which is good. So, like I said, I think it's a great idea to limit the amount of people and to make it to where it's a sure enough ticketed event, which is
yeah.
what it should be.
Yeah, and I just want to say one other thing too is like I get that they want to keep it to the local community, and I respect that. I'm on both sides of the fence on this. But I've gone to a few of these, and the majority of the people that you do see, because we all know a lot of Bon Jovi friends in this fandom, okay? Most of the people that you see at these events are Bon Jovi fans,
Yeah.
from all over the world. Um, so I don't know what I'm trying to get at here. I'm just trying to s- put out that I get both sides of the fence, that they're trying to keep it with the local community, but also the Bon Jovi fans that support this Soul Kitchen. And, we've supported the Soul Kitchen since day one in 2011 when it opened.
Well, it's a valid point. I mean, I think the fact that what they're doing right now is allowing you to buy the tickets online, or I'm sorry, at the Toms River location ahead of time, will do just that. That'll
Yeah,
allow people that are local to come and support it. So,
exactly.
um,
So yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be a fun event. It always is. I can't wait to hang out with you and see some of my other friends and just have a good time. It's going to be it's great, because these Bon Jovi, and this really is not a Bon Jovi event. I want to make it clear to people that are listening. It's not really a Bon Jovi event. It's a JBJ Soul Kitchen event. But
correct.
regardless if John was there or not, it's still fun. Just to see friends and support
Yeah.
something that John and Dorothea do. And I also want to say this, the JBJ Soul Kitchen staff, they are so nice. And they're very accommodating to people, even the Bon Jovi fans, and it's a great time. So
It really is. It's a fun event. I mean, if I lived in that area and John wasn't going to be there, I absolutely would go anyway. It's a good time.
yeah. And we don't know if John's going to be there this year. We don't know if he's going to take time to do photos or autographs, and he's not obligated to.
Right.
He's been very gracious at every single one. Um,
Yep. Very.
so for those that are contemplating on going, just go to actually enjoy the event. Everything else is a bonus. So
Yeah, I agree with you. And I'll say that since you brought it up again, but you know, you're absolutely right, man. John has gone out of his way to sign autographs for every single person that's been there in the past, and it's got to be a lot, man. I mean, that you I don't know how many hours he was there the last time just signing autographs, but you know, unfortunately, you get people that want to ruin it for everyone.
yeah,
I saw several people that were there that were they would get in line, get their autograph, and then get back in line further down the line, and it's like, come on, you
yeah.
you you had your turn, let everybody else have their turn, you know.
Exactly. I think I said this on my last episode of the cook-off was I think some common courtesy and respect towards John, the crew, and then other fans is
Absolutely.
um, the big thing is being respectful. And saying that, I know we all want an autograph, we want a photo, and I know I am sometimes guilty of doing. Usually, my wife will get me the autograph, and I'll get the photo, so that works out for me. But I think that as fans, I think we have to, and this is just me saying this. If we do get the opportunity that John does come around and take photos with fans, blah blah blah. I think as fans, I think we should pick one or the other. Just either get a photo or get an autograph. And because I think at usually it takes John an hour, hour and a half to get around to everybody. And this year might be different because now it's just a smaller group. And I'm not saying he's gonna do this year. Who knows what's gonna happen? But if he was to take photos this year, it'll
Sure.
be a smaller group of people with tickets. So it won't be as chaotic. So, but I remember, I was at the front of the barricade. Actually, this happens every year. And I know this happens to a lot of other fans. I told the people behind me as soon as I get my photo and I'm gonna get out of the way. You don't have to worry about me. I will get out of the way so you can have an opportunity to come up. Um, and I remember getting my photo, and as soon as I turned, people were pushing through me. It was just, it's chaotic. I've always said this too. I think this is like another good idea that they should do is if John did want to do photos with fans, people with a ticket, John stands inside the Soul Kitchen, like underneath the JBJ Soul Kitchen sign.
Yeah.
And if you have a ticket, even if like the first 100 tickets,
Yep.
you get to go in, get a photo with John, and then you exit the building. And so I think that's probably even a safer way of doing it for
It
the
would be a lot.
crowd and for John.
Yeah, it would be a lot less chaotic that way for sure.
Yeah. But like you said too, I've seen fans or autograph resellers come and, try to get 10 things signed. It's crazy. And then, John is very gracious and John tries to get to every single fan. But I know we've seen fans, have 10 things for John to sign, and John will just sign one, and then that person gets bummed out that he didn't sign all 10. Well, what do you expect? He's signing hundreds of autographs, and
Yep.
people throwing, demos at him to listen to their music. It's crazy. But yeah, but we'll do a episode about the event here in October. I'm excited though. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds good, buddy.
Yeah. All right, bye. In the recording here. Thanks for coming on. I can't wait to see you in a couple months and talk to
Yeah,
you
man.
soon.
Look forward to it.